Round one, fight!
Good morning, BW Sports 1 fans, friends, haters, followers, and everything alike. This is DaLion, and you know we are always powered by Combat Sports. Zach Dirr over at Elite Performance, 765-499-1005, where the dream of elite fitness becomes a reality. As you see, I'm just bulking up. I'm getting ready to fight Brandon Lambert. You know, I'm going down to the bare knuckle family. No, I'm just bullshitting because I'd have to lose a shit ton of weight. But speaking of the man himself, we're gonna bring him on with me. You know, it's like not a psychic. It's like a co-host of a weekly co-host. I love bringing him on. Brandon Malo Lambert, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, my man? How you doing, boss?
I am wonderful. It's Monday. It's a fabulous week. We're starting it off right with some live time with you, brother.
Mondays with Malo, baby. What's up?
I like it. It's been that way a couple of weeks now, so I'm liking it. Maybe we'll start something.
Maybe. I like that. I like it.
All right. So there's been some information, some circling speculations going on in the world. You know, BKFC 17 happened a couple of weeks ago. There was an altercation that we talked about after the fights where you got sucker punched by Robert Washington. That started a little chaos after the fights go on. You know, kind of, I know we've talked about it quickly, but kind of recap what happened that night.
Well, so he fought my good way. So me and Ryan Jones aren't like good friends. Like we haven't hung out, exclusively or in depth, and we haven't been friends for a long, long time. I met him at his first fight. When was the first fight? No.
Yes, I believe it was. It was Knucklemania, right?
Oh no, sorry. It was Bucksy. It wasn't Knucklemania. No, I fought Knucklemania.
That's right.
Fought after that. He fought. I think it was Eric Tom.
Yep.
So, me and him do the same kind of like struggles, I guess. We have a lot of relationship problems, I guess. Loves of our lives, like that. A lot of to do with children, like that. So we kind of bond over that. So I don't have to know you to have respect and love for you. I just got to feel your energy. And Ryan has energy. So we became friends. And I knew that him losing that fight by that cut was going to make him emotional. Because he didn't quit. They took it away from him. He was basically robbed. Mm-hmm. So his brother was there, and Robert Washington say, well, that's what that bitch gets for fighting me or whatever. Basically, crying a bitch. So I went off. I seen red. So I started screaming at Robert when he was leaving the cage. When he was walking, not the cage, the ring, but when he was walking through the crowd, I started screaming from him from the other side. He couldn't hear me, or he ignored me, and he went on about his business. So I went all the way around, and I waited for him to come out. And when he came out, my manager was right behind me, and I told him, hey, I'm going to move up to 185, and I'm going to be your next fight. And he goes, okay. And I think he said why or something. And I said, I'm not, I think I just maybe volunteered the information. I said, I'm not going to be having you talk about my buddies like that. You're not going to be calling my buddy a bitch. And he says, well, just follow me outside. And I was like, all right, we can just go outside. So I started to go. And that's when Vince and the security guard grabbed me up, took me to the back. About an hour later, somebody comes up to me and says, hey, Robert's over there talking with Ryan. So I look over, and he's over there having a friendly conversation. So in the second time I went up to him, you can see it in the video. I stood right beside him, and I waited on him to finish the conversation. I didn't touch him. I didn't say anything to him. He looked at me during the conversation with Ryan, seen that I was there, and ended the conversation and started to walk away. I knew that he was trying to leave. So I told him, I was like, hey, I'm serious about the 185. He goes, okay, boss. Okay. And then I said, and don't ever threaten to take. And he says, do you know who I am? and he started to walk, and then he started to motion. And I was saying, I don't give a fuck who you are. You know, I don't give it. Like, if you tell me to go outside, then we don't go outside. We're going to fight somewhere. Well, I didn't want to fight in the fucking crowd because I'm a goddamn professional. But yeah, he's like, follow me. So I started to follow him, and I was telling him I didn't give a fuck who he was. And before I could get who you are out, he fucking did a 360 because he started to walk up the like towards the exit, and he just did a 360 and hit me. And everybody's seen this. Mm-hmm. Saying that I tapped him on the shoulder, that I told him that we were going to fight, and if he didn't fight me in the ring, I was going to take him outside. I never said that shit. I don't tell people I'm going to take you outside. If I'm going to fight you, I'm just going to go up and hit you in the face. I wanted to fight him in the ring. I wanted to fight him on TV, and I wanted to embarrass him. I didn't want to do it in the crowd where there's kids and women around. That's retarded. So he just did a 360 and hit me. So now he's doing all these things saying that I tried to trip him in the crowd, that I was pushing him, that I touched him. I never did that. You can't find any video of evidence of that. Anybody that was there and seen it can tell you I didn't do that. And then he tried to say he was scared. He told my manager that he was scared, and that's why he hit me, because we were all surrounding him. Nobody was surrounding him. He didn't even see Tony behind him. So the reason that Tony grabbed him up, because he was asking if anybody else wanted some. And Tony is he's got a security job. I'm not gonna tell you exactly what he does, but he knows how to subdue people. And he put him down and to subdue him, and he tried to get away. He got hit in the face, and I think that's when Quentin tried to go in and stop the melee. One of the biggest misconceptions is that Quentin Henry was involved in a fight or a melee or a brawl. It was a sucker punch. A melee or a brawl involves multiple strikes. Mm-hmm. One time, and my team subdued the individual before he was allowed to strike anybody else. I'm not saying that Robert was going crazy or anything like that, but he was just being retarded. He's a ghetto-ass thug. He has no business in this professional sports. And, he's a fucking liar, man. He's I hit that bitch about sucker punching people. That's a bitch move, in my opinion. But now
every day, all day, that's a bitch move.
Yeah, and it's got bad press on me, thinking like it's my fault. Yeah, I shouldn't have said anything, I guess, but I didn't know that words hurt people so bad that they got to punch you in the face around a big bunch of people.
Oh, come on now, brother. You know, nowadays in this world, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never harm me when out the window.
Yeah, I mean, it gets me pissed off is when people start talking about my children's situation when they don't know anything about it. That's the only time I get like, rah! But dude, you should see my box with shit. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, I bet it is. I can only imagine the messages that you, sir, get on a daily fucking basis.
Like, it's getting to the point now. I got banned from Facebook because of replying to these people of the "I'll fight you, set it up." I'm not. I just want it out there. Like, I don't set up fights. I don't have a promotion. I'm not a matchmaker. If you want to fight me, you're gonna have to go to the tryouts if you're not already signed to BKFC. And if you are signed to BKFC, you better be a big name if you want to fight me, because I'm not fighting bums. And you got to call Nate Shook to get that fight. I can't set it up. So you dudes that are out there saying, "Set it up, pussy," you're scared. No, I'm not scared. I'm just not a fucking matchmaker, bro.
Right. You're a fighter. You're not a matchmaker. You leave that to other people that have that title. So
I fight anybody that they put on the contract. Whatever name they put on the contract, I sign it. I don't care who I fight.
Yep. And that's how true warriors are. Regardless of what people say about you or anybody else, if you're a true warrior, you sign the line, you sign the dotted line, you toe the line with whoever name that they put up against you, and you have no problem doing it. And that's why, sir, I respect you 100% for that. Now, we want to talk about a little bit of maybe misinformation going around, maybe some truth, maybe some not. You know, there's always different sides of stories. Coming out, you've seen a 5-fight contract go to a person that debuted just a couple months ago. Oh, last month, I believe. It was April. I think it was the April fight. And now there's talks about, is Brandon Lambert in the BKFC? Is he free agent? What's going on, Brandon? You tell us what you want to tell us.
Well, so so I got online over the weekend and I seen where David Diaz, like, I don't get, you know me, I'm just going to put it out there. I don't care. David Diaz, Anicio, Pillow Hands, got a 5-fight deal after his debut. I don't know the inner workings of the BK that I do. And I know that the 135-pound division isn't, as stacked as the rest. So they need fighters in there, but there is 0 people in the promotion that are pushing the promotion like I am. Like 0. There's 0 people doing what I'm doing. 0. And I know that I'm not the most skilled fighter, technical fighter, whatever. What I am is I bring attention to the sport. I bring attention to the organization. I have not been offered any kind of multi-fight deal. I have not been offered any kind of promotion. All the promotion, like my brand that I have, is something that I built. Mm-hmm. Signed to BKFC off of my efforts. I stayed relevant after my loss based on my efforts. I have gotten no fucking help. None. No help. Everything I've done myself. And then I'm getting trashed for my performance after I had asked for a fight at 165 pounds for 5 fucking months. I was supposed to fight in December of last year at 155 or 165. And then I'm offered a fight in February, or I'm offered a fight in January for February at 135 pounds. So 30 pounds lighter than what I was asking to fight at in the first place. And I took it. It's my fault. It's my fault for taking it. I'm not blaming the promotion for me taking that fight because that was my choice. But I got no help. They went out and they had documents done on fucking Spencer. They had documents done on Diaz. All these other dudes that came into debut that they had no fucking fight footage on. Only thing that they did was come to the tryouts. But they're pushing them into the public eye, and then they're getting problems with them. There was a lot of different demands that both of those guys were making coming up to this fight that BKFC was just letting, okay, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do this. We'll do that. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I haven't asked for shit. I haven't asked for nothing, bro. I didn't even cash my paycheck. I still have my paycheck for the fight upstairs. I'm not going to cash it because I don't feel like I deserve it. I didn't win. I didn't perform. So I'm not going to cash it. So I basically fought for free.
I gotta stop you there, brother. They wrote that check to you, man. Cash that shit because you do deserve it because you did step in there. Now that's just my opinion. I know what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying, but cash that shit because you do deserve it.
Well, here's the thing, though, man. This is why I'm so adamant about it, because I'm not doing this to get paid. I don't want them to push me so I can get paid. I don't care what they pay me. I'm doing this so I can get my story out. Mm-hmm. This is going to turn a little bit dark real quick, and I'm going to turn it right back into light. But you're looking at one of the most depressed individuals on the face of the planet. It takes every ounce of strength I have every single day not to kill myself. And I say that because I struggle with mental health issues. I have severe depression. My whole life was ripped away from me 18 months ago. Mm-hmm. Everything that I've ever wanted, ever built, ever had was taken from me. There's 3 individuals in this world, well, 4 individuals, 3 individuals in this world right now that I would give up anything that I have now or will have in the future just to see for 5 more minutes. And those are my 3 children. Mm-hmm. I have tried to contact the attorneys involved, the judges involved, and her family, and I'm being fucking ignored. So I want this platform so people can understand that family law needs to be changed. I need some goddamn help, because one of these headlines is going to be bare knuckle fighter commits suicide, because I cannot keep living like this. I miss my children more than I miss breath in my body. And I need to see them, and I need to be able to talk to them soon. So I'm begging anybody that can fucking help me. I'm crying for help here. I'm fucking begging for it.
You're good, brother. You're good.
People that have lost their children to death, they have a little bit of closure. They know that they're never, they know what happened. People that lose their children and they're still alive, they don't. And you have no idea what a person goes through day to day just to fucking function. And when I have people online telling me I'm a deadbeat dad and I don't do things for my children, it fucking kills me, man. That's why I'm doing this, and that's why I need pushed. I bust my fucking ass every day to get better in the ring, and I bust my ass every day to push that promotion. I built my own brand, and I brought BKFC along with me. And I'm begging them to fucking realize what they have in front of them and help me. Fucking help me so I can help other people. I need my fucking kids, guys. So if there's an attorney out there that knows family law that can help me, please. Anybody that can fucking help me. I'm begging for it. I'm fucking pleading for it. I need my children.
Just like anybody needs their children, Brandon, and this is not taking away anything from you, man. Guys, if you're out there listening, please help this man as much as possible. And Brandon, I'm gonna tell you straight up, man to man, dad to dad, I love you. I do not want to ever see that headline come across my news feed, because that would hurt my heart. I've never met you in person. We've talked several times. We kick it. We got good vibes together. But I promise you, man, that would hurt my heart knowing that you took your own life over the shit that it's going on. And I get it, man. Everybody says that, real men shouldn't cry. Real men don't do this. This is a real fucking man right here. Oop, this way. This is a real fucking man. He's telling you exactly what's on his mind. He's telling you from his heart, people. This is a true fucking warrior right here. I don't give a fuck if you like him or not as far as his fighting ability. But to go to the personal life and bring your family and your kids in it is completely wrong for anybody to do. And Brandon, you know that I back you 150% on trying to get help to get your kids, to see your kids. I'll do anything in my power to brother. I'm gonna reach out to some people again to see if I can get them to contact you, or if I can get the contact information for you to contact them. I'll do what I can on that. But guys, this is not a joke. This man's shedding real fucking tears over real world problems that real people have on a daily basis.
This is the only reason I'm doing this. I don't even like to fight. I'm doing this because this is the only thing that I can think of. I've tried everything. I've spent all my money. Everybody thinks I'm a millionaire. I'm almost broke because of lawyer fees. That got me nowhere. So I'm basically, I'm not paycheck to paycheck, but I don't have a shit ton of money. And this is the only way that I figure I could get a platform. So I'm training my fucking ass off to become a great fighter. And I'm going to do everything in my power to entertain people inside of that ring. But we all know that my main strength is I'm a character. I'm a great entertainer, but it's not that I'm not putting in the work inside that ring. Like I'm in Puerto Rico with Elvin. I'm busting my ass because it's not just being an entertainer. You do have to fight. And I'm a fighter, dude. I've been fighting all my life. And this is the hardest battle I've ever been in. And this is one of the only battles that I've been losing consistently in. And this is the only battle that I've ever asked for help in, and I'm begging for it. So I don't know if David Feldman's watching this, but or whoever needs, I don't care who's watching this. If you can help me, reach out. Whatever I can do for you, I will do. I'll sell my soul to see my children again.
I mean, guys, if you ain't believing this shit, you're stupid yourself. But when we get off here, I'm going to message you my number. I want to stay in contact with you, and I'm gonna be like, what do they call it, an advocate? Anytime. I don't give a fuck what time it is, brother. I'm here for you. And this ain't me just saying this shit. If anybody knows me out there knows when I say something, I back it up 100%. So I'm sending you my number after this. You take that shit down. You text me right back to make sure you got my number, and we can talk through some things in anytime you need it. Right now,
get back to some light and some positivity.
What?
Take Brandon Lambert, push him out the way, and get Malo back on.
Hey, man, real shit. I mean, honestly, that's real. I mean, this is what I like. This is what not necessarily the problems that you're going through, but I like real people talking about real shit. And that's what happens here. I don't care about, making money and this, that, and the other. I care about helping people just as much as you. And if my little bit right here can help somebody out like yourself, get to your kids and save your own life, so fucking be it. That's what I'm here for. But back to the enlightening part. So what's going on with you and BKFC? I mean, I know that I don't want to spit your name, your business out there. You say what you want. I know we discussed some couple things, but the floor is yours. You know, what's in the future for Malo?
I have no idea, man. I mean, nothing's going on right now. Like, you know, I talk to people inside the organization. I haven't been offered any I mean, I'm not supposed to. I don't know. I'm not going to give any details, but I got offered a fight in Miami, and I couldn't take it because my health. You know, I was still recovering from the weight cut, so I had to postpone that. And we started talking about maybe July fighting. And then when they announced the David Diaz shit, I flipped out. You know, like I said, I deal with depression anyway, so I go from 0 to 100. I can't just idle. So I texted Nate Shook immediately and told him that I was done, that I didn't want to fight for him anymore. They're going to give people like that 5-fight contracts and leave me out in the cold. You know, basically just being a diva. Why aren't you doing this for me? I deserve this type of thing, which that's not me personally. But I do feel like I deserve something. I know that I didn't have the best performance at Knucklemania, but I have brought a fuck ton of people that would not be watching this sport if it wasn't for me. And to be 100% honest with you, those tryouts are blowing up because of me. Half the people that show up to the tryouts are there because they want to fight me. So in that aspect, I feel like I deserve a little bit of something. I'm not talking about pay. I don't give a fuck about pay. Give me a little bit of security. Let me know that you care about me. Let me know that you appreciate what I'm doing, because I've been chasing one person for the last 2 years in a relationship status, basically, that I've been ignored. And this is the person that I've loved more than anything in this life. And I'm getting to the point now to where when I'm being ignored, I'm just going to move the fuck on. I'm going to give you 110% every single time. But it's hard to give out 110% when you're receiving 1% back.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, as far as where the future is, whoever shows me that they care about me is who I'm going to put my loyalty to. I love BKFC. They have never done me wrong. They have never told me something and not followed through. So I'm not saying that I'm upset with them. I'm upset with the situation that they're giving people that I don't feel that deserve it. I mean, come on, dude. This dude had a 5-round war with no defense and barely put any marks on. He left the fucking ring looking like fucking Sloth from the Goonies, and still won the fight and threw Rock'em Sock'em. And you're gonna send him to 5 fucking fights when nobody knows who he is?
Let's be honest. I think he's got some pull because of who he's friends with.
Right, and that's where I'm at with that's bullshit. You know, like, if you want to pay your athletes, pay your athletes. Don't pay your athletes through athletes that they train. Because I don't care if I piss him off or not. I've got a lot of respect for Joey. So I'm not trashing Joey Beltran. You'd be a fucking idiot to talk shit about the man. He will beat your fucking ass. But my thought process is he's training David. He didn't know David before David hit him up to come train before he fought. They weren't friends and homies. So this is a monetary thing. So Joey's being smart and being like, well, why am I going to invest my time in a dude that's got 1 fight? So he's a heavyweight champ. I would use my weight too and say, hey, sign my guy to a long-term deal. That way I'm guaranteed I'm going to get paid, because I'm sure he's getting paid a percentage and not getting paid, you know, per session, because I don't even think David has a job. I don't know his financial situation, so I don't know. But my thought process is that they signed him to a 5-fight deal based on the reason of Joey Beltran training him and wanting paid, which makes sense. But if you're going to give him a 5-fight contract for that, push me. Don't even give me a 5-fight contract. Push me a little bit. When is it? I didn't get a birthday shout out. The only time that they've ever really promoted me, they put me on the podcast when David Diaz was on there. They had David on there for 20 minutes. They had me on there for 3. You know what I mean? So all I'm asking for is a little bit of push. There are other organizations that want me, believe it or not, because they see the value that I bring to their organization. And I'm holding out because I have a lot of respect for David Feldman. And I'm hoping that things can get resolved. I haven't reached out to him, so I'm not like waiting on his call or anything like that. I haven't brought any of this to his attention. But the organization is aware that I am not happy, which they should probably not even care, because who in the fuck am I? Because I don't want this to come off like I'm thinking, not. But I've put in a lot of work to bring the organization some eyes. And all I want is a little bit of that in return. All I'm asking for is a little bit of push so I can get my story out there, so I can get my face out there, so somebody that can help me will see what's going on and fucking help me. Like, I don't care about any, like, I don't care if they pay me $100 a fight or $100,000 a fight. That doesn't really matter to me. What matters to me is that I have the support of the people that I support. Mm-hmm. So I made a meme with the page kick to Derek Anderson's face and broke his nose. And, I was Derek Anderson's face, and it was my loyalty. And then everybody I'm loyal to was Venom Page kicking him in the face. And that's how I feel about it. I've helped a lot of people. And then once I am not able to help them anymore, I'm the bad person for it. I fucked them somehow. I'm just over that shit, man.
It's very unfortunate that the way of the world's mindset nowadays is you're good for me until you can't give me, and then you're to the wayside. And that's ridiculous. That shows the lack of respect. And honestly, I look at it this way, lack of understanding from stupidity. Period.
Let me tell you why I act the way that I act. Because every friend that I've ever had in life, I've had to pay for. Like so you see me, like, I'm friends with all these fighters and shit. I'm friends with the fighters because I used to have the CBD company. And I used to send them free shit. So yeah, they're my friends. And then once I couldn't do that anymore and sales started to dwindle and I was asking them to post and I couldn't send them boxes, then they started going ghost. So like I had 200 professional athletes on my roster in 2018. My phone book, I probably have more fighters' phone numbers in my phone than Sean Shelby does. None of those people have reached out to me when they heard about my divorce. There's a couple of them that have. A couple of them did. Diego Sanchez, he'd been through the shit before, so he helped me out. He did call me, talk to me a lot. He's going through some things, so I'm talking with him right now as well. I got a lot of love for Diego. I don't care what anybody says about him. I got a lot of love for the man, and I'm not going to take any shit talk about him at all from anybody. But I just have a disdain for human beings. I don't like humans. They're the most disgusting species of animal on the planet.
It's unfortunate too, because you're speaking the damn truth right there.
Yeah, and I don't mean to sound like an asshole, but that's why I am the way that I am, is because of the way that I've been treated by people that I love the most. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't have to buy somebody's love, bro. Like, I give people everything. I give people what I want to get. So yes, ma'am, yes, sir, until you disrespect me, and then it's on. Like I'm as real as it gets. Like, you see me, and when you see me, like, that's how I am. When I'm being Malo online, that's how I am to the people that I don't like. But if you see me at the events, man, like, I'm pretty chill at the events. I'm having the time of my life right now. I'm living my dream inside of my nightmare, if that makes sense.
Totally.
I went to Pensacola to the fights, island fights, and, people recognized me, wanted to take pictures with me. That was fucking awesome. Went out to Mississippi, got a lot of love from the people out there. Like, it's cool to see people that recognize you and see your efforts and just want to congratulate you on the things that you've accomplished. Like, that's really awesome. The only thing that would make it better is if my children were involved with it. You know what I mean? And that's one of my goals. Like, I want my children to be there. I want to do what Dad did and have my daughters walk out with me, hold my son or whatever, or even just have them in the crowd. I have done nothing in my life to deserve to lose my children. Lose my wife? Yes. Lose my house? Yes. Lose my money? Absolutely. I deserve all that. Those children do not deserve to not have their father in their life. What people don't understand is, yeah, you may be hurting the father, but you're creating self-doubt and emotional scars inside of children that don't deserve it.
That's 100% agree with you, brother.
My wife and her boyfriend are telling my children that I left and don't care for them. And that fucking, like, all I wanted my whole life was my dad to tell me, well, my dad used to tell me he loved me and shit, but, like, it wasn't ever shown. So when I became successful, what I thought was successful, and had my house and all that, all I ever wanted him to do was come and see what I built and tell me he was proud of me. That's what I wanted him to do, was tell me he was proud of me. He's never said that he's proud of me. I built multi-million-dollar companies from the ground up in multiple industries, time and time again, and lost it and built it back up. And I've done this number of times, and my dad has never told me he's proud of me, ever. I don't even talk to my dad now. We don't even speak. I wanted him to come and see my house. I had a gut feeling for like a year that shit was going to go sideways in my life. I begged him to come and see me in California. He's in Indiana. Begged him to come and see me to see what I built, just so my dad could see that I was a man. And he never did. And
where's he at in Indiana?
Cambridge City, Milton, Indiana. He lives in Milton, over there by Dayton, right by the Ohio border.
That's about an hour away from me.
Yep. I used to live in Beech Grove out there too. So
that's 5 minutes away from me.
Yeah, I'm very familiar from where you're at. So I suffer a lot of that. I got daddy issues, you know what I mean? And now my kids are gonna have that. My son was 2. My daughters were 4 and 6 when all this shit happened. And then when I had visitation via Zoom after about 7 months of going through court, my daughters wouldn't even talk to me. My son would. My son was telling me he loved me, and it was just like nothing ever happened because he was so young. But my daughters are hurt. They don't know what the fuck's going on. Mm-hmm. So,
it's very difficult for any child, especially at that young of an age, to understand anything of what's going on unless it's being shown or taught to them, which unfortunately is going in a major negative way for them.
Yeah, and I've filed motions to the courts and shit to say, hey, they're mentally abusing my children. At least send somebody there to talk to them. Ask them what they're being told about me, because that's child abuse. Mm-hmm. Nothing. The reason that I'm so distraught is and I'm not going to go on about this, but I filed 43 different motions in courts that have been denied. She's filed 4, and they've all 4 been granted. They have me on $3,000 a month child support. They're saying that I make $10,000 a month. No proof, nothing. They're telling me that I have to prove that I don't make $10,000 a month.
That sounds ass backwards, brother.
So, and just one more thing. When I go into child support court, I tell them that I have not been able to see my children in 2 years. They say they have nothing to do with that. But then when we go into court for visitation, they start asking me about why I haven't paid child support. So why is child support not involved in child custody, but child custody is involved in child support? I need some help, people. And I'm not even talking about legal. If you guys know my wife, Tara Lambert, fucking talk to her. Get her to drop. She's already with somebody else. She's already been with somebody else this whole time. Take your hate from me, turn that into love for them. I want her to be happy. She deserves to be happy. I don't care about anything that happened. I just want my fucking children in my life. I deserve it. They deserve it. I don't care about anything else. She sold my house, everything, all my money, took it all. Take it. I'll make it back. What I can't make another Leonidas. I can't make another Aspen Gracie, and I can't make another Indiana Scarlet. So I'm begging you, if you're seeing this and you know my wife, please reach out to them or their family and beg them to stop. I understand I fucked up in the marriage. I cheated on my wife, and I shouldn't have done that. I disrespected our marriage, disgraced it. I understand that. I'm a piece of shit. I understand that. I'm not a bad father.
That has nothing to do with the love that you have for your kids. That was between you two, and she needs to understand that.
I'm a horrible man. I'm a horrible husband. I think I'm a pretty good goddamn dad. Every day when I used to come home from work, those kids would be like, "Daddy's home, run," and give me a hug and a kiss. Every time I left a room, I didn't care if I was going in and out. Every time I left a room, if they were in that room, I told them I loved them.
Well, it looks like now, other than myself, we have another mutual friend that's going to join in with us. If you want to stay around, you're more than welcome. Yeah, we're bringing in a second GOAT Combat Agency fighter.
I think I know who it is. I think it's my boy.
It's your buddy, Juggernaut, Ryan Jones. What's up, brother?
Man. What's up, dude? What's up, buddy?
I figured since I had both of you guys on here at the same time, we could really light this information that's going around up.
Let's roll with it.
I'm down to do that, but I also don't want to take time away from my man Ryan. So we'll do this, and then I'm going to hop off so he can have the spotlight, and I'm going to be watching him because he has a lot to say, and people need to listen up and hear what this motherfucker.
Yeah, for sure, they really do.
I got a lot of love for you, man.
Well, I just want to point out behind Ryan, it's a picture of himself with his debut fight, along with the ice skater that he fought.
Oh, God.
You know, I got love for everybody. Even you, Eric. God love you. We might have words online, but it's all fun. Ryan, welcome to Combat Zone. Here we are again. Thank you for coming on. You know, like I said, I had both you guys on back to back. I know Brandon told me last night he was needing some rest. He might be a little late. So, hey, we roll. This is what happens when you're live. We roll with shit and we roll it good.
Oh, yeah.
So, Ryan, welcome. Thank you again for joining us. Really quick, while we got both of you on here, I want to hear, you know, kind of what you witnessed and what you saw from the aftermath before we get into your fight, since we do have Brandon on here. What happened and what you saw and your side of things that happened after the fights with Robert Washington?
All right, well, real quick, you know, me and Brandon have gotten like pretty close. Me and him clicked real good after my my first fight, and so he's always been vocal about, I got your back. I always got your back. And I guess, you know, after that fight that I had with Washington, you know, a lot of people took it personal with how Washington acted. Well, so Brandon was real quick to like defend my character, I guess, and was like, no, you ain't gonna talk about my boy like that. But, you know, nothing came of it at that moment. Well, I'm sitting there, you know, enjoying the rest of the fights. Washington comes up to me, and he's like, you know, hey, man, good fight, blah, blah, blah. And I really didn't really care to be around him, but I just, you know, I played chill with everybody. And next thing I know, I see Brandon come up. And Brandon, you know, he ain't said nothing. He's minding his own business, but he's standing there, I guess, to make sure nothing happens with me. You know, kind of like a guard dog. He's like, I'm just going to make sure nobody messes with my boy. And then after Washington goes to leave, you know, they have already discussed having a mutual agreement to fight. And when Brandon was like, hey, me and you, I really want to do this. We're going to settle up in the ring. It was not confrontational. It was not threatening. He was like, we're really going to do this. And Washington was like, yeah, let's go out the parking lot. And next thing you know, as you know, Brandon's not the type to back down no matter what you think of him. He's not going to chicken out on it. And so Brandon's like, what? And he said something about the parking lot, and they start walking. Next thing you know, Washington turns around and hits Brandon out of nowhere. And it was very shocking and caught me off guard. By that time, everybody swarmed him. And it was uncalled for. I didn't feel like he deserved getting hit. And to me, that was just a chicken shit thing to do.
I would have to agree wholeheartedly on that. We do not, when you turn your back to somebody and you tell them to follow you, you don't turn around and spin around and cock somebody, because that is called a cheap shot. That's called a sucker punch. And I'm going to say it, that was a total bitch move.
Oh yeah. It was not even, I mean, he didn't back down. Brandon stood there and took it. I mean, besides his little razor blades he has on his goddamn knuckles, he don't hit hard. No. And he does not hit hard, because I was never jarred. He just slipped me open. But Brandon, you know, all he was doing was making sure everything was good between me and Washington, because, you know, the dude talked all that shit after the fight. Mm-hmm. And once, you know, Washington goes to leave, Brandon's like, hey, I still want to fight. You know, let's set it up. That's business. That's not, if we're fighters, that is business. That's not, hey, let's go fight in the parking lot like a bunch of thugs. Let's make this happen, make some money. Well, Washington first agrees, and when they go in the park, act like they're going to the parking lot, he turns around and smokes my boy, and it's like, what the hell, man? Are we in high school or what?
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, not everybody has good character. Not everybody has knows respect, knows self-discipline. And in that situation where Brandon, like you said earlier, there's kids and women in the stands right there involved. It's a little close corners. You shouldn't be doing that.
Real quick on the kids. So he's probably not watching, but there was a little boy right behind us.
Yeah.
I want to apologize to him and his father, Jeff Denton. Jeff brought his boy to the fights to enjoy fights and to show him what his dad does. And I was involved in an altercation that kind of sheds a bad light on the sport. And I scared the shit out of that little boy. So I want to apologize to him, his mom, and to Jeff personally. That was not. And I do apologize to anybody that was affected by that fight. That was close. If there was any other children that were around, I'm not aware of them. But I do apologize to anybody that was involved. I didn't intend for that to happen. I knew that there was going to be like an altercation. I didn't think it would hit me.
Right. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never harm me, right? Brandon, thank you again for joining us this morning. We appreciate you getting up and with a little bit of sleep that you had over this weekend because you've been very busy. I want to thank you again for joining us. Again, I'm going to shoot you my number. I want you to save it in your phone, and I don't care what time it is. If you need it, you text me, you call me.
I can certainly do that. Yeah, between you and Ryan, man, I'm set up good with friends, and I appreciate the support. Like I said, me and Ryan go through the same things, or some of the same things, similar situations, and it's just nice to have a friend on the same kind of playing field and somebody you can talk to without any judgment or, well, man, it'll get better. You'll just have to, somebody that's never been there, they just tell you, oh, you'll get through it. But when you're going through it and you have somebody else that's going through it as well, it sounds gay. But it's like you're holding hands, being able to walk through that dark tunnel. You're not as scared anymore. Like I'm scared of the dark by myself, like in real life. So if I'm at home alone, if I have to have lights on so I can sleep, but if somebody's home, dark as shit.
Yep.
So that's kind of where it is. And I want to thank Ryan for being there for me. And, I'm here for you. I hope I proved that. And, I can't wait for you guys to get back in there, and I'll see you guys soon.
Yeah, man. Stay tuned. I'm going to say something about that in a second.
Uh-oh. Don't go far, brother. Don't go far.
Oh, boy,
Hey, just one thing. Remember, you will never have to pay me a motherfucking penny to be your friend.
I appreciate you very much.
No problem. Brandon Lambert, folks. Thank you again. We'll talk to you. Ryan.
What's up, man?
All right. Yeah, like we said, this is what happens when we go live. We just roll. And I want to go back to the fight itself. We're going to start off by the fight itself. Right. So at the end of the round one is what really threw me for a loop. You hear on the TV, you hear the bell ring at the end of the round.
Yeah.
And it seemed like the ref didn't hear it. You guys it seemed like you guys heard it. And
we heard it, but we kind of, we can both sense like, I don't know if he's still going to come at me.
Right.
But we both kind of tell, like, we heard the bell, but the ref ain't stopped it yet.
Exactly. And there was a good 10 to 15 seconds or longer that continued on before somebody actually told the ref, hey, the round is over, the bell rung. Now, I'm not going to, bash the BKFC or anything like that for this, but there was more than one time that happened in that event that maybe somebody at ringside, a judge or somebody that's going to get the attention of the ref needed to step up and say, hey, it's done. It's over. You obviously didn't hear it. Now we're telling you. Now, regardless of that, again, a great event put on by BKFC. Tell me what happened. The first round, you guys go out there and tell me.
Man, I really feel like back to the ref incident. I think that was, it's the first time Alabama put on a show there for BKFC, and I think it was just, it's still like a growing process for it. It's just a little hiccup. The actual fight itself, I was super disappointed in. I never felt in danger ever. In fact, I felt like I was starting to turn up the volume as the fight went on. Mm-hmm. I was very disappointed by the outcome because that cut happened like within the first punch or two, and I don't feel like I was ever in danger. And so when the round went longer than it was supposed to, that didn't bother me, but I thought I would have a full minute for them to work this cut and me hop back in there. And I felt like I was eventually going to lay him down in the second round. Anytime I touched that boy with my left hand, he was wanting to hug me or run from me. I come to fight. I don't come to dance. And I felt like he was just, once he cut me open, he was just trying to, score a point and run. And to me, it made for a boring fight, and I was there to put on a show.
As always, brother, it seems like the opportunity to really get or to give the fans what what you have fully has just not been there so far. I mean, your first fight with Eric, sloppy, not on your end. But we all know what happened there. And then this time, a stoppage. Now, what I do want to know is, you said that you didn't get the full minute after because the first round went longer than expected, or longer than it should, because the ref didn't hear the bell. I did not notice how long the middle of the break was.
Yeah.
How long was it? Did it cut short like 20 seconds?
Maybe like 30 seconds. Let's put it like this. My cornerman never got to give me water. Quentin only got to run up there and talk to me for like a couple seconds. The cut woman didn't really get a chance to do anything to me. And next thing you know, I'm right back out there to fight, which, I mean, my cardio is good, so I could have went right back out there and fought without taking any breaks. That's no problem. But if you got me taking a minute break for you to work on me, and it's your job to work on me, then you got a full minute to fix me before I go back to work. And if I'm not getting the opportunity for you to fix me, then you're going to let me keep doing my job. And I feel like I got robbed of that. And I'm not hating on the commission, and the doctor did his job. I'm not hating on that. I feel like it was just one of those shitty situations where I got screwed on. Because I felt like that could have changed the whole outcome of that fight if they could have, slowed that cut down. Caked it with Vaseline or something, because I was never hurt. I felt like I got slit open on a weird spot of my skin, and that was just what happened with it. He kept tagging that spot, but no offense, he hits like a little piece of shit because he can't hit hard worth of crap. And I felt like I would eventually put him down. But back to that minute that I didn't get, I felt like, that could have changed the whole outcome of the fight. It might not have, but I guess we'll never know. But I know one thing, that boy won't hop back in the ring with me. After
feeling some of your punches, I'm sure I wouldn't really want to either. Here's my look on it. It seems like he's taking it a little bit overboard with how much respect he should have in this fight, because yes, part of the game is, especially in bare knuckle, if I can cut you and get the fight stopped early, then I win. However, with the circumstances that went on at the end of the first round, with the extended round, and what you're telling me is, a cut into the time that you should be allotted in between rounds because of that length, or the added length in the first round, did cause issues. Would cause issues for anybody. You're allotted a full 1 minute in between rounds. You've gotten that. What I want to know is, before they stopped it, what did the ref say? What did the doctor say when you walked over?
I never heard the doctor say anything to me. I think the doctor said something to the ref. He looked at the cut because within 20 seconds, they stopped it. Like, they looked at it. I go back to fighting. 20 seconds later, they're stopping the fight. And I had no clue. Like, I was like, why are they re-looking at it if they just looked at it 20 seconds ago? I'm not hating on the doctor, because me being in school in the medical field and everything, I understand, they have their reasons for things. And so I'm not hating on the doctor or the actual stoppage. I'm hating on the fact that, more could have been done to allow me to continue. And that didn't happen. I don't recall the doctor saying anything to me. I remember the second time I went back to see the doctor, and he was walking up and he said something about stopping the fight. I shook my head no, like, don't you stop it type of thing. And within a second of me shaking my head no, the ref called the fight. And I threw my mouthpiece. I was acting like a child for like a split second. I just felt like I was robbed of the opportunity.
Well, I mean, after the frustration of the first fight, being robbed of opportunity to showcase your true talent, and then this happening, it is frustrating. And it's going to be frustrating for any fighter. And I totally understand that.
I was going to throw this out there. The bare knuckle fighting is my sport. I mean, and every guy that hops in there says it. But if you notice, I don't really even try to clinch and all that. You grab me, I'm like, all right, let's break it up so I can start punching you in the mouth again. But I feel like it is absolutely my sport, and there's the only downfall that I feel about it is the cutting situation. Because if me and you got in a fight in the parking lot today, right, and you're whipping up on me, I can't be like, oh, you cut me, I gotta stop. I gotta fight you until you're done fighting me, until you gave up. And I feel like that's the only thing that robs me of that opportunity was the cutting or my opponent not really wanting it. And just because I got cut doesn't mean there was any ounce of quit in me. I was going to fight until I would have lost a limb and kept fighting. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the only downfall of the sport is, the cutting situation.
I agree with you to an extent because it is going to happen. I mean, there is bare knuckles. The knuckles are hitting, like you said, that right there on your eyebrow is one of the thinnest pieces of skin on the body because it's right there up against bone. And it's very easy to cut open once slashed. I don't know if it's necessarily, and I could be wrong. And I'm not taking shots at anybody at the organization at all. But maybe the commission and the refs need to kind of be given more training in bare knuckle because they do come from MMA or boxing, and it is totally different. Now you should expect to get cut in bare knuckle because of those reasons. So I think maybe it's a training evolution that needs to happen with bare knuckle.
And it really is a training evolution because I'm known for taking a shot. Like you can punch me and I'm just going to hit you right back. And I have a bad habit of blocking punches with my face. It's just, there's something about it. I can take a good lick and then nail you right back. And so when he started hitting me, I never felt rattled or anything. So I never felt like I was in danger. And so in my MMA fights and stuff, if I don't feel like, oh, this dude can knock me out, I don't feel I'm in danger. And when the blood was down my face, I'm like, okay, I'm bleeding, so what? And I'm fighting. So I never felt in danger of losing. Not until the doctor looked at the cut and I heard them say something about possibly stopping it or something like that. Not until I realized that was a possibility. Then I'm like, oh, wait, I can lose even though I'm not hurt. Mm-hmm. And so now I do got to change my game up and actually got to cover my face apparently. And I'm going to change that up for this next fight. I just felt like it was a shitty situation, and I felt like if it wasn't for that damn cut, I would have put him down.
I'm not disagreeing, and I'm not denying that at all, sir. I know that if you and I got in a fight, I got about 15 seconds to do some shit to you, because if not, I'm a dead man.
I don't know about all that, man. You're a big fella, but
that's just a lot of flab, brother.
I'm not the flashy knockout type of guy. I'm not the most technical type of dude. Like I'm a big fan of Tom Shoaf. I think Tom Shoaf's a great striker. I think Lorenzo and Quentin and all them guys are great to watch. I come to fight like I'm fighting you like if you were trying to mess with my kid, I'm gonna beat the hell out of you type of fight. And I want to put on a show, and I want everybody to like, damn, that boy comes to fight, and that's what I want.
Well, real quick, you kind of mentioned, what your mentality was when you go in the cage or ring or however, whatever fighting sport that you're in, your mentality goes to, I'm going to look at you as you're messing with my kid or messing with my family. What is that dark side that you hit? What is that dark emotion that you hit right before you get in there?
Man, my mind goes 1,000 different places. Before the fight starts, I'm always nervous. It's just, if you're not nervous, you're nuts because you're about to go and fight. But as I walk towards the ring, I do get more confident. I get more confident in what I'm doing. But it depends on what struggles are really weighing in on my mind at that time, whether it's relationship, whether it's family, whether it's, issues with my daughter. But my past, 6 years of my life has been a battle for my kid. It has been a battle for my daughter. And so now I'm in ultimate protect mode at all times. Like, I'll go and check on her while she's sleeping just to, make sure she's breathing. I know it sounds weird, but I do that. And when I step in that ring, I'm like, you are now possibly an enemy that could hurt my child. And so I'm fighting you until I can't move. And if my child's life was on the line today, like if I had to protect her, I'm fighting whoever and however many people came until I can't breathe no more. And that's how I look at it when I step in that ring.
I like it. I like it. Damn straight. Now, real quick, before we get to this message that everybody is anticipating, how was the dance recital this weekend?
Man,
I know you had a dance recital with your daughter. How'd that go?
Man, it went great. She
people looking at you weird because Cyclops walking in there.
Oh man. And some of the pictures that me and my daughter took, it looks like my eyes just completely like glassed over or something. I'm like, man, it is what it is. I went out to eat a couple times and people would look at me and be like, what is up with his face? But they didn't want to ask me. Very few people would ask me. Other people were like, I'm not asking that guy.
Yeah.
My daughter, when I first got home from the fight and she saw my face, she looked at it and she kind of looked real hard and she goes, is it going to heal? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, baby, it's going to heal. And she goes, okay. And then she was fine. Dance recital was great, man. I got to enjoy that. That's one of the best things in my life.
Good. Now, the moment of truth, sir. You have a message. Some may call it a warning. Some may call it a mission statement. I'm ready. The world's ready to hear Ryan the Juggernaut Jones' message to the BKFC, to the opponents, to the haters, to the lovers, to everybody. The floor is yours, brother.
I'm calling out anybody. I'm calling out any weight class, anybody, anywhere. No matter the venue, none of that. I want someone that doesn't want to fight for a paycheck. I want someone that's not going to run from me. I don't care if you whip me or I whip you. I want someone who wants to put on a show because they want to fight. I want someone that's going to stand and bang with me for 5 rounds. If you knock me out in 2, cool. If I knock you out in 2, it doesn't matter. I just want an actual fight where it looks like 2 guys are fighting to save their life. I want someone who's fighting me like they're protecting their kid. And if I can have that war one good time, I think that we could both show the crowd what we're really made of. And I want the fans to see that this dude comes to fight. So I'm calling out anybody who is up for that challenge.
Then I got one question, brother. Who in your mind, in your opinion, would fit that description right now to give the fans in the world the absolute show that we've been waiting to see? Man,
I bugged the hell out of him, and it's not just the dream thing, but Chris Lytle, man. I beat him in Rock 'em Sock 'em Robots
I saw that.
Just so I could show him I could knock him out. But I mean, he won't take it. He kindly said we could spar, and I have a feeling if me and him spar, it's not gonna be a spar session. It'll be like a under radar fight. But I love the way that dude brings it, and I love the way that dude doesn't quit. I'm still new to the roster, I'm still learning a lot of guys. I'm a big fan of Zion. I'm a big fan of Zion. Josh Dyer, yeah. Josh Dyer would be good. I thought he was super goddamn tough against Lorenzo. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Lorenzo was just a better fighter, but Josh Dyer, man, he kept getting up and he was tough. I think someone mentioned me and Josh Dyer possibly fighting, and I would. I got a lot of respect for the guy. I'd fight Dyer for sure. I just want that opportunity to show, and this dude comes to fight, whether I lose or win. I want to show what I can do, and I think that will help me grow a fan base for sure. But I think it will help me, push up with the BKFC.
And again, since we haven't necessarily been able to see what you can bring to the table fully, 100%, and we are all anticipatingly waiting on that, I think those 2 names right there are the best matchups for that happening, even with the, Zion or Josh. I think that they give you a hell of a fight. I think you give them a hell of a fight. And I think, like we've said, it would be a hell of a fight to put for the promotion for the fans itself.
And I know Zion's petitioning for a fight with my boy Quentin right now. And, you know, I understand from Zion's point of view, you know, that would be a big push for him. And so if that happens, cool. I mean, I'll sit back and watch. You know, I'm a fan of both. Quentin's my boy, so of course I'd be pulling for him. But I'd sit back and watch. But if me and Zion cross paths, I think me and him talked about it too. That, you know, we're in the same division, so if we ever lock horns one day, I think it'd be fun to watch. You know, Dyer's got a more established name, so I think if I was to put on a good show or fight somebody like that, it would help, you know, get me higher up on the card. I want anybody that's going to be like, dang, man, that dude brings it.
Do you think that, well, you know, I like those two names. I'm really digging a Zion Ryan matchup because I really think that would be damn good. And that's not taking anything away from Dyer at all, but I just think, man, he's been able to showcase what he can do.
Yeah. He got
you
big
on the
power.
other, yes.
You know what? He reminds me of like a little caveman dude. He's not like as muscular, but like he, for some reason, he kind of reminds me of like an older caveman type physique in the way he fights. And
yep.
And, you know, you could tell that he's a young, powerful dude, man.
Yeah.
That brings it. And so he's not scared to get hit, and he throws it. So, throws him out there. So I like that. I like his style. My personal opinion, I think he's biting off more than he can chew with Quentin. Quentin, I think, is a little too big and powerful for him. But, I mean, it's ballsy of him to come and try to do it, though. I respect the hell out of that. And like I said, I'm calling out anybody. I don't care, anywhere from 175 to heavyweight. I don't care. I want to fight, and the size thing does not matter to me. If I got to eat a couple extra cheeseburgers to hit you in the mouth, I'll do it. So,
you know, another name that I just thought of, and this is out of total respect to both of you guys.
Yeah.
He'd have to move up a little bit, or you'd have to move down a little bit. But Brad Kelly.
Bro,
I think you two would be one hell of a match because neither one of you guys have quit in you.
Yeah.
And both of you guys want to bring it.
I love Kelly, man. He fought my boy Elvin. Mm-hmm. And he was so tough, man, because Elvin's hard to fight, dude. He's tricky and he's slick. But Kelly was just constantly forward, you know, and I love guys like that. I mean, like I said, I'm not the most technical fighter. I'm there to fight and put on a show. So if I fought you and you beat me, all right, but I want to be proud that I performed. You know, yep. I want to be these last two fights. I don't even really watch them. I watch them a couple times to see, you know, what happened and all that. But then afterwards, I don't even watch them because I'm not proud of these last two fights at all. I feel like I'm robbed of the chance to actually fight. And so if I fought a guy like Brad Kelly or someone who just brings it the whole time and doesn't quit, that's what I want.
So the next time that we have Quentin Henry and Ryan Jones sparring in practice, I want video because I know you said you knocked him out a couple times. Oh. Quentin, you know I'm just playing with you. He didn't say that. He said it off here. No, I'm just joking.
Now, Quentin don't want that smoke, man. He, you know, I got the real gun. No, I'm just no, he knows I'm playing.
Oh, yeah.
I know this sounds cheesy, but the whole juggernaut thing, I feel really does stick with me. I spar differently than I fight, but the second I fight, I don't take a step backwards. I try to put your back against them ropes, and I'm going to follow you wherever you go. And I know Washington made a comment saying, like, I can't let Ryan Jones push me backwards. Well, you went backwards yourself. You ran after you cut me, and you hugged them ropes running, dancing from me the whole time. And I'm willing to take punches. I got a block apparently now and sit there. And
without your head.
Without my head. I mean, I have not been – I take that back. Thompson caught me once for like a split second and popped right back up. But – I haven't felt the jarring sensation of like, oh man, I could get knocked out by this guy.
Because you haven't been hit by me, but that's okay. No, I'm just
that's true. I mean, I see the size of your hands, dude.
Hey man, they look bigger on camera.
They look like a lunchbox. I'm telling you, man. I'm kind of glad you're over there and I'm over here.
Oh shit!
But
Don't give me that much credit.
I want to touch base on something real quick, man.
Yes, sir.
I know we're probably about to hop off. I was listening to Brandon Lambert, man, and I'm not going to dive too much into personal stuff, but I'm just going to say this: love or hate the guy, man. People got to respect him because he had the balls to get in there on the biggest card BKFC's put on.
Yep,
that's a big plus. I know lots of people that wouldn't even have the nuts to step in there. And so, first off, he's got courage. Secondly, he's got inner demons, man. With his stuff with his kids and all that people don't understand. I don't know, man. I really feel like people need to be more understanding that people got battles that they're handling, I did that battle for 5 years and I won and I got my little girl. And for other people to, criticize someone with what they got going on or judge them, man, put yourself in their shoes, you know what I mean? And so I won't elaborate too much more on it. I just want to want people to know I got a lot of love and respect for him. And I wish other people would open their eyes to things like that.
Hey, judge not or be judged first. I have it tatted on my arm, and I've lived by that ever since I got it tatted on there, along with some other things. However, my number, like I told Brandon, my number is very not hard to find. It is on BW Sports One's everything. I mean, this is the headquarters. If anybody, and this is including you, Ryan, Brandon, I gave him, the opportunity. If anybody is feeling that depressed and suicidal, I don't give a fuck who you are, what time it is. My number is open, and if I do not answer right then, I will promise you I will get right back to you as soon as possible. I do not like hearing things like I did earlier for anybody, let alone somebody that I respect like that.
I got love for everybody, man. That's why you don't hear me talking crap. Even like people I'm going to fight, I have no reason to talk crap about you. If you're not harming me or my child, I'm not going to say anything negative. I love you too, Brandon. But I'm just going to say this, man. If anybody else needs to talk about anything, I got a lot of love and I'll help out any way I can.
Hey, I mean, I would have no problem opening this platform up to any fighter in the combat sports world that wants to just even talk and let it out, get it off the chest. Sometimes that is the biggest hurdle that anybody can deal with, is being able to get it off of their chest before it really completely eats at them.
Just letting them vent, just letting them talk about it, man. So let's hop off of the depressing stuff because I'll get emotional too, and I try to avoid it. The last thing I was gonna say is I'm cool with being underestimated. I'm the underdog, whatever. Apparently, I was the favorite this last fight, and we saw how freak ass that went. I like being underestimated. I still think people are overlooking me on what I can do to fight, and that's fine because I look like an old country boy that just comes out to fight. And give me somebody that's going to throw with me for 5 rounds. And I'm not claiming I'm going to knock them out. I'm claiming I'm going to put on a show. And if you give me that chance, I think people are going to want to tune in to watch me fight.
Win or lose, this man right here is ready to showcase his abilities finally. He has been robbed both fights for being able to show his full potential in that ring. Guys, give him somebody that's going to fight back, that's going to stand there and bang with him. We've mentioned 3 names that would work fantastically in Zion and Josh and in Brad, and any of those would match up with you. I would love to see it because I think then we would actually get the chance to see the real Ryan Jones to his 100% potential.
And if Chris Lytle ever comes out of the nursing home, he can get it too.
There's the fourth one. There's the fourth one. Lytle, he's already beat you on the Rock'em Sock'em. Don't let him beat you again.
I got a lot of love for the Lytle, man. He's a cool dude.
You know, well, we talked about. I mentioned something on one of the BKFC shows, and he actually saw my comment because I asked Chris, "When's it going to come to our hometown?" Because he lives not too far away from me.
Yeah.
And he's hoping that soon. So maybe when the state of Indiana opens up the commission to bare knuckle fighting,
he'll come out.
He can come out of retirement against the juggernaut Ryan Jones, and I'm there because it's in my backyard.
Man, no joke. And I wouldn't care if he beat the brakes off of me for 5 rounds. I would not care. That I keep saying it, man. Just the opportunity to step in the ring with that dude is cool. And if I got in there and I just gave him a hell of a fight, and he's like, man, that dude brought it to me. That's a good way to retire. I would have accomplished a dream, and BKFC could have fired me the next day, and I'd be fine. I swear. I mean, you got to think about it, man. I'm living the dream now.
Yeah.
I'm getting to fight where the whole world can see me, and there's people that are willing to die to try for an opportunity like that. And so I'm grateful for what the BKFC and Quentin and all my friends are, help pushing me to do. Because you got to think about it. I would just be sitting on the couch watching it. So now
you're in it. Now you're really wanting to be in it. Guys, BKFC, Nate Shook, David Feldman, give this man the fight that he and all of us want to see. We want to see this man bang. We want to see this man go at it with somebody that's going to be willing to stand there and bang with him. Yeah. Ryan, the Juggernaut Jones, thank you again for joining me as always. Spotlight yours. Who do you got to thank?
I want to thank all my loved ones, man. I want to thank everybody that showed me any kind of love. My family, my coaches, 5-Star Nutrition, all my sponsors. I want to thank Goat Management, Brandon Lambert, because he's a good dude, man. He really is a good dude. And I think underestimated, but good dude. Thank you for having me, man. And I want to thank my next opponent who steps up and, is ready to throw hands with me. So whoever that guy is, let's just put on a show, bro.
Now, real quick, before we cut out, you're on a 60-day suspension because of the cut, correct?
I'm trying to get that less. I'm trying to get these stitches out. I'm going to be starting to bug a doctor, but like, hey, clear me. I'm ready to throw down. Okay, so as of right now, we're probably looking at August card. That's what Dave Feldman announced that on the podcast, that he was like, yeah, he came to bring it, the cut stopped him, and so it looks like we'll have him in August in Biloxi. But I told Nate Shook, like 4 days after the fight, I'm ready to go now. Let's cut these stitches out in a week, and let's go now. I'll just have to cover this side of my face.
Well, let's not do that. I know how much you want to get back in it, but I'm actually planning. I'm 100% planning on coming to Biloxi in August.
Dude, so I'll be there.
I know you will, but I want to see you in the ring when I'm there.
Yeah, me too. And I think Quentin might be possibly fighting the same night. So I think training's gonna amp up if we're both got a fight coming up for sure. I'm living the dream, but I haven't fully lived it yet. You know what I mean? And so I'm wanting to step in there and show people like it's not for clout, it's not for any other reason, but for me, I've gone through so many battles emotionally. I know how tough I am here. I want someone that's going to push me to that point where I'm like, man, he almost broke me, but he didn't break me. That's what I want.
There you go. And I want to see that. I think a lot of the true fans of the sport want to see it too.
Except Zach Calmus and Bobo Bannon. I don't want none of them dudes, man.
That was one hell of a fight, man. Those boys put it on.
I loved it. And I don't know Zach too well. He seems like a great guy. But Bobo, man, first off, with a name like Bobo, you don't want to mess with him. And secondly, the dude is just good as gold. He can beat the hell out of you, but good as gold. You know what I mean? Love it.
Well, hell, he was starting or trying to fund the GoFundMe, I believe, to help Zach get his payments back for that tooth that he knocked out.
Like, how cool is that, man?
Right. That's a good person.
I busted your face up. Now I got to show you love and help you. And to me, I try to not necessarily mimic him, but I kind of like go off. I like his energy. because just because I'm calling people out to fight, just because I'm saying, hey, someone fight me, doesn't mean I got any hate or disrespect. I just want someone that's going to fight. We're there to fight.
Right.
So
That's the name of the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I throw it out there. You whip me or I whip you. Let's just go put on a show. And I mean, and to find someone that's like that, man, that's probably gonna be my next best friend.
Well, I would plan on besides me being your next best friend, because I'm not getting in there, not doing it, not happening. But I got a feeling that we're gonna see you up against a very strong opponent coming up because you deserve it, sir. You definitely deserve it.
And I'm gonna cake my whole face with Vaseline, I swear.
Everybody, I don't know if Vaseline or KY may want to jump on board with sponsorship, but let's roll, guys. He needs that lubrication.
Something. I mean, they could have thrown some Quick Clot in there or something and let me keep fighting. I was so upset about that. I tried to keep a good sport about it, but man, as soon as they got back there and they started stitching me up, I was like, "This is bullshit."
I mean, the adrenaline comes down, and then the realization starts hitting, and they're like, "Damn it! Again, I didn't get a chance."
I don't feel like I was beat. I mean, you cut me, okay, but if I'm not down, you knock me out. Okay, cool, you knock me out. But if I didn't quit, or I'm still coming at you, and I'm the one pressuring you, you didn't beat me. You cut me open, and then you ran from me. You didn't fight me.
Well, that's the problem I kind of had with it, was because as much as he was boasting himself about beating you, you played the game and you played it right. You got a cut, you stopped it because of the cut. But you did not whoop nobody's ass. There is a total difference. So please, for anybody out there in the fight world, if you're boasting about beating somebody because you played the game and got the cut, you won the fight, yes. But you don't look at yourself as a total badass because, again, you did not beat somebody down to a submission. And I'm not talking about a submission move, but quitting or hitting the ground and not being able to continue. That is submission, and you didn't bring it there.
If the roles were reversed and I fought somebody and the fight got stopped because of the cut and I pressure on me and he was still bringing it the whole fight, but the fight stopped out of his control, I would not feel like I beat that guy. I would feel I'd be disappointed in the win. You know what I mean? And I don't know the guy. I'm not going to talk shit too much, but for him to act the way he did, so proud, I'm just like, how are you proud of that, dude? I mean, if the roles were reversed and the fight stopped you because of a cut, I'm giving you a rematch, especially if you were tagging me and I was having to hug you every time. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know, man. I'm still sour. I guess we picked a bad time to talk about it because I'm still pretty sour about it. But I'll bounce back, and I'm going to put on a show for sure on the next one.
I have no doubt, sir. You're going to bounce back, and we're going to see what those abilities and skills actually look like very, very soon. Ryan Jones, thank you, sir, again for coming on with me. Love having you, and we will see you again soon. Don't forget, BWSPORTS1.com for all the happenings over here at Combat Zone and everything else. Unfortunately, Facebook still hates us, and we are not live on Facebook, but we have been live on YouTube channel, and you can find it at BWSPORTS1 on YouTube channel. 7:30 is usually the time, but you know what? I've been so sporadic that we're just rolling with everything, man.
You pissing everybody off, Facebook and everything, everybody, man.
Facebook, Instagram, Robert Washington, who the fuck knows?
Hey, I swear, man, I was like, you're gonna piss off every single opponent I got, and then I'm gonna have to come and like tag team with you to keep them off your ports.
I'm ready. I'm ready, brother. Let's roll. Yeah, no, I ain't scared. I ain't scared. I don't want to because I've been there, done that, but I'll do it if I have to.
I got you back, bro.
I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. Guys, this has been Ryan the Juggernaut Jones, GOAT Combat Agency right there. Check him out. He's going to be a very, very, very good person to follow here in the next coming months. Check him out on, what is it, Ryan the Juggernaut Jones on Facebook?
Yeah, and actually I'm about to change my Instagram name. I got told by a sweet little lady that I need to start posting a little bit more and advertising a little bit more, and I need to change my Instagram name. She got on my butt pretty hard this morning, so I'm gonna be taking care of that.
Well, as soon as I can hit the like button on Instagram again, brother, you know I will hit that like all the time, guys. Again, I know we're hated. We're hated. I feel like Brandon Lambert on this. We are hated.
Yeah, you know, it's okay to be a heel every now and then.
I have no problem with it. I mean, if somebody is going to hate me for the 100% truth, I can't help that person.
Exactly.
So, Ryan, thanks again, brother. It's fun as always. We will see you guys again back here on the Combat Zone. Check out the lunch boxes, and it makes it look bigger. It puts on like 10 pounds on the television on any camera. So if I put them together, it looks bigger. See?
Oh,
now you can't see. All right, guys. We'll see you again soon. Peace out. Thank you for joining.
Later, guys.